Greetings in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach, Melech of Yasharal, Kohen forever, according to the order of Melchizedek. All esteem, honor, and glory unto our Alua, Yahuwah. My name is Melek Mikhail Shalomo. This is Melek Shelemoh Trading, and I'm going to just let this risk disclosure play out before I start. All right, so I'm going to do a trade recap, and let me just let this play out first.
All MELEK Shelemoh Trading LLC materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure. Trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
All right, so let's get to it. So, as I was saying in my trade setup video, I'm looking for price to get up to this level here, Camarilla R3, to create a distribution for me to execute my Black Swan strategy, right? So, leading up into the open, I was getting signs of this play manifesting itself, right? So we have this uptrend. Right here, we get the preliminary supply, right? Preliminary supply. We get a small pullback. We get the buying climax, right? We get the automatic reaction, and we get a test. Now, what I was expecting from this test is for it to push up into this Camarilla R3 level, probably push above it a little bit for me to get the uptrust action, the uptrust entry, right, in the distribution structure. What happened was something totally different, so I had to adjust. So we had to do a different strategy or try and find an entry for the downtrend that ensued at the open, right? So we left this test right here, right, which was supposed to, for me, was supposed to continue to be an uptrust. We left that at the open and we started to create this downtrend, right? Hold on 1 second. So now that we're in a downtrend again, right, into the open, I was thinking, okay, we're gonna head to overnight low, right, 5802.25, and we already got yesterday's high, so if we're breaking down, probably we want to tag overnight low as like a first target, right? So with that being said, I was looking for a 360 fire strategy, which is basically this, right? When price is moving down, I'm looking for a retest of VWAP or possibly +1 VWAP deviation. So this is VWAP here, the solid red line, right? And this was the first pullback that I missed, right? So missed this entry right here. Let me just open it up where you could see where. Let me open that up. So we have a pullback to VWAP. We start getting a distribution here. We start breaking down. This could be my potential entry right here, right? So missed this trade. We had a nice little short from about, let's see here, 58.2350 to roughly 58.15, right? So missed some points on that. Now I'm looking at it. We creating a lower point of supply here again, right? Price is pushing down, right? So I'm looking for somewhere where I could get involved in this trade, right? So missed this one here as well, right? As we auctioned here a little bit, this was looking a little tricky, right? After the drop. So we didn't quite get up to VWAP. So I left that one alone and we sold off again, right? So created the IB low right there, the 30-minute IB low. So we pushed back up to VWAP, right? I'm looking for another opportunity here to enter on the 360 fire. strategy, retest of VWAP. So we push above VWAP, we clear out some shorts. We get this lower point of supply here, right? So all these are like distributive structures to me, right? Once we get the uptrust, you start getting the preliminary supplies, the buying climax, the uptrust, or if you want to call this the buying climax, we pull back, test lower point of supply, and we break down, right? So I missed this entry here. Price came down. Luckily for me, it bounced back, right? So what was actually happening here is that I didn't want to take this trade because we're heading into news. News was at 10 o'clock, right? So came down here, book started to clear, and we had this peak right here, right? So I want to open this up a little bit. So this for me here is my this is my uptrust, right? Within this little distribution, within this little auction right here. Actually, this is my this is my lower point of supply because I'm getting the distribution, the uptrust, the buying climax, the test right here, right? So lower point of supply, but it's happening in a news event, so it's kind of volatile, right? So I let this happen, didn't jump in here. When we came back and we retested VWAP, that's where I'm looking now for exhaustion, right? So as soon as we hit, we have nice buying bubbles coming in here, and we start breaking down. So I enter at 58.20. The arrow isn't showing here because I had some problems with Apex this morning, so I had some technical issues as well. That's probably why I was missing a couple trades because I was dealing with some Apex issues as well. So 58.20 was the entry short, right? Came down here, tested -1 VWAP, consolidated, sellers looking strong. And I want to point out this is how I read exhaustion as well. Nothing is hitting the best offer, right? Most of the bubbles are hitting the best bid. So sellers in control. We taking on this liquidity here. We come down to this liquidity and we get a bounce. I was thinking, all right, I want to hold this trade because really and truly I'm trying to get to like overnight low or try and catch like 12 points in this trade, right? So I let it retest this level, which is normal, right? Where sellers take control, we push down to liquidity. Let me use the arrows. Sellers take control here, we push down to liquidity, we come back, we test where sellers take control, right? Sellers are still in control, we push down, we get a second test. So I'm a little worried here now because this buying bubble was pushing above this one. We had some kind of situation here, no orders, then boom, we get a drop, right? After we get the drop, we push down to this level here, right? Now I see some selling exhaustion. Price comes back, but we have some kind of algorithmic activity right here. Nothing really showing really big buying or reversal. So I let this play out. We're basically testing this level here where sellers took control again, right? To push down to this level, right? Because we're breaking down this level right here. So let me just... Right, so that's the breakdown level. We're coming back and we're testing this, right? So I let that play out. It's looking like exhaustion right there. You see, it's not really looking that threatening to the short, right? So it breaks down again, but now we have this guy coming in the book, right? So when he comes in the book, this is more of a threat to the short, right? So when he comes in the book, I kind of slept on taking this trade off a little bit, right? So when it came down here, we hit this liquidity, we bounce off, big buying comes in with big volume, and I exit at 58.15 right here, right? So I don't know if I got slipped or if I froze a little bit when this guy jumped in, right? And I had to exit at 58.15. So that was basically the trade for me right there, right? So when I saw the big buying coming in, the liquidity, I exited the trade. So yeah, it was like 5 points. So nothing spectacular today, man. I had to kind of switch to another strategy from what I was expecting. I was expecting more of a black sun strategy, which would be the fade up at Camaria R3. We sold off immediately at the open, so I had to switch to try and get in line with price action and probably try and get down to this level here, right? Didn't quite get there, got up to this level, 58.15, so not too bad, but yet still not too good. But you know, trade management worked out in my favor. We ended up reversing, right? Big push back up to overnight high. So great decision to come out right there. All right, here also is MELEK Shalomo, it's MELEK Shalomoh Trading. Oh, and let me just show this right here. So this is the checklist from Bookmap, right? So you can see it's a higher time frame downtrend, VWAP entry. The pivot level was basically Camaria R5, right, at 58.20, so roughly Camaria R5 on the weekly. Let's see, we had a lower point of supply entry, right? I showed you that. Let's see, what else? Orders stacking on the ask, right? That wasn't too tough, increasing orders on the ask. So let's take a quick look at that, right? Orders stacking on the ask. Let's see after here. And we don't have much of that, right? So that was a low score right there, right? So only 7. So ended up with a 7.43 trade, and you know what? I could drop this a little bit. So that's only 5. So 7.14 trade right there, rating. So average score best if 8 or higher. So this trade didn't really pan out that good from a ratings perspective, but still got a little something out of it. Read the price action, managed it properly, and got a little something from it. All right, y'all. So it's MELEK Shalomoh. It's MELEK Shalomoh Trading. I hope you all enjoyed the breakdown, the trade recap. I have a new Discord. Let me see. Let me just pull this over real quick. All right. So where is it? Right, so that's my Discord, just created it here. These are all the channels. That's going to be the trade floor. This is where I post my technical analysis, monthly higher time frame. This is my trade setup video for today, and I'll continue building it out. I want to actually go live on YouTube and trade live in front of everyone, so I need to kind of up my subscribers. So if you could like, comment, and subscribe, that would be great. All right, y'all. Shalom.